All right, guys, we're gonna do our notebook, set up our notebook. Go ahead and make sure you put your name in the front in a marker so it cannot be erased. This is gonna be your Algebra 1 Desmos notebook, meaning I'm gonna teach you everything within Desmos. Pause the video and copy the tables or contents. Yes, you do need to put color in there. So this says Unit 1 Linear Functions, Coordinate Plane, Introduction to Functions, Writing Linear Functions, Graphing Linear Functions, Introduction to Characteristics, Arithmetic Sequences, and the Unit 1 EOC Review page. Okay, so again, pause the video if you missed any of that. All you got to do is rewind and listen to it again. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to count 3 pages. So 1, 2, and 3. So you're going to count 3 pages, okay? So 1, 2, 3, count 3 pages. Those will be your table of contents for the entire school year. So make sure you have 3 pages at first, okay? Now we're going to start our very first page. Unit 1 is going to be linear functions. This is what I'm calling a cover page. Every unit will have a cover page. So this is Unit 1, linear functions. Pause the video, go ahead and write that down. And yes, color is required. All right, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make tabs. So this is to organize your notebook because this notebook is gonna be a very important notebook. You're gonna use it throughout your high school career and your very first class in university. So very important that we keep it organized and that you actually do it. So what you're gonna do is the big margin, and you might have more or less lines than I am, but we'll talk about that in a second. The big margin plus 2 lines, make a mark. Then after that, every 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, make a mark. 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 Now, before you move on, you have to make sure that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tabs. So it doesn't matter if your tabs are a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger than mine. That is not relevant. I just need six tabs, okay, or 6 spaces. All right. Now, once you made those 6 spaces, what you're going to do is grab that one page. You're going to bend it over towards the middle like this. Just kind of scoot it over. So grab both sides and scoot it over. Line it up with the next page. And we'll see where this first line is. You're going to mark out that. Okay. And then you're going to write the title, coordinate plane. Now, this title will always match your table of contents. So coordinate plane is going to be page 1 and 2. It'll be your first tab, okay? So if you ever want to know, that's what you're going to do. So once you've written down coordinate plane, you can color it in later. You're going to take that tab. So that's your first tab, right? Join it with your cover page, first tab. Then again, repeat the process. Kind of move your page over, holding it from the top and bottom or the top and the side. Move it over. Now the line between the two, this line here and this line here will be your second tab. And go ahead and mark out introduction to functions, your second tab. So if you don't have color pencils right now, just kind of put a small mark there and there just so that you know that's where your tab ends. And we're going to repeat that process all the way down. So now you're going to take that page, join it with the other 2 you already have, right? And then putting your hand on the top and on the side or on the bottom, you're going to kind of move it over. So we've done up to this line right here. So when I do this next one, it's going to be between these 2 right here. So these 2 are my next tab. And again, if you don't have color pencils, just kind of mark it. And this is going to be writing and graphing linear functions. And we're going to keep repeating that process. Once you write that, pick it up. So now we're here. Pick it up, join it with everything else, fold it over, mark those 2 spaces if you don't have color pencils right now. Then you're going to say introduction to characteristics. So we're going to set up a whole notebook before you start coloring anything in because you can do that at home if you run out of time. Okay, so boom. Now we're going to do that again. Take that page, again, join it with everything else, move it over. Your next 2 spaces or 2 lines are going to be your next tab. That's arithmetic sequences. Okay, and then you got one more, which is this bottom. So you're going to take that one page. And then you're going to do that to it. And then that last one is going to be EOC review. All right, so you've labeled your pages. So they should look something like this. All right, so each of your tabs keeps going down. so that when we cut it, it will all show. So what we're going to do is we are now going to cut what goes in those pages, okay? Now, it's very important that every time I do a unit notebook setup that you're actually listening to what I'm saying. So I'm going to put my book over to the side for just a second, and I show you how to cut paper because I realize that some of you may not know. All right, yes, you can use scissors. However, scissors takes a really long time, so I'm going to teach you how to do it with a ruler because class time is limited. So if you want to use scissors, that's fine. Be taking the papers beforehand and doing it at home because in class time, we just have a set amount of time. So what you're going to do is take your pages, put them in order for one, like page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and so forth. All right, then do this to it. Then what you want to do is take your ruler, put it right in the middle. So in between the two boxes, put it right in the middle of that, past page 1. And then you're going to pick up, now I'm going to show you how to do it with one page right now, but when you get good at this, you can do almost the whole stack. So that's why I said it's so much faster. All right, you're going to pick up one page with your right hand. You're going to grab the corner. You're going to apply pressure on your left hand. Apply the pressure, like press down, okay? Press down. With the right hand, pull it to your left hand, and then pull down slowly to the ruler. Pull it down to the left, completely to the left and down, okay? Boom, it's gonna cut your page completely in half. Put those in order and put them, on the side. So those are ready. We'll do this again. Middle of the page, past the page number, all right? In between, right halfway. Grab the right corner, all right? Hold down that ruler, like push down. Take the right tab, and you're gonna you're pulling it to your hand and down, okay? You're gonna pull it to your hand and down. Now, I'm gonna do this slowly so that you can see it happen, and then put the pages together in order, and then keep piling them up over here in order. We're gonna do it again. So again, in the middle of the page, right corner to the, pull towards your hand and down. And I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit because once you do this, you should be fast enough. And then I'm not gonna do 1-1. So if you're getting good at doing the one, I got 3 pages left. So again, put them in the middle. I'm gonna do all 3 pages. Make sure you're applying pressure on your left hand, and with your right hand on the corner, you're gonna pull towards your left hand and down. Now, when it's 3 pages, it's a little bit harder to tear. So you're just gonna do it slowly, but as long as you're applying pressure, you still tear it just fine. Okay, and as you get better at this, you're gonna be able to do this within 10 seconds. Okay, so again, put the pages in order. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so make sure your pages are in order. Always make sure your pages are in order. So I got my cutouts ready. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to match them to the tabs. All right, 2 pages a sheet. All right, so what you're gonna do is, this is the cover page. You're gonna go to the next page. Now, if I've cut my paper in order, I should have coordinate plane. So if I look right here, I should see coordinate plane. I do. So you're gonna put 2 pages, page 1, page 2, on there, okay? Then I'm gonna go to the next one. If I've done this correctly, I should have introduction to functions. So do I have introduction to functions? I do. So 2 pages, there and there. Do not glue this in just yet. I'm just making sure. My first notebook, I go really slow because I'm just making sure you understand how to do it. Next one, I should have writing and graphing. So this one says writing on the left and graphing on the right. And then keep going. This one says intro to characteristics. Intro to characteristics on the left and on the right. I should have also said parent functions on that one, but I didn't. Arithmetic sequences. So again, this one should say arithmetic sequences on the left and on the right. And then finally, EOC review. So this should say EOC review on the left, then the other page on the right. So I have all my pages in order. That means I've also labeled my tabs correctly. Do not glue in anything until that is correct. Now I'm gonna go to the front, very first page, which is the coordinate plane. Now I'm gonna show you how to use my glue. Be very, very careful. My glue is the real deal. This is some strong stuff. You do not just put it anywhere, okay? So you're gonna grab your 2 pages so that you have it ready. Look at your book. What I want you to do is you're gonna put 4 small dots on each page on the left and on the right, but in a specific spot. All right, so you're gonna do right here on the first line, right? Past this is called a margin right here. Past the margin on the first line, you're gonna put a small dot. Oh, and if the glue isn't coming out, you might need to take it out so it gets dried up. So take that out, then untwist the cap a little bit. So there's about this much space. You might want to test it in the trash can or on a separate sheet of paper just to make sure, yep, it's coming out, okay? All right, before you actually start. So again, first line inside the margin, small dot. See, there's another margin here that's from the other side that's faded. Inside that margin, another dot. On the bottom, the third line up, inside the margin. So 4 small dots. And then you're repeating that process on this other page. Inside the margin, inside the margin, inside the margin, inside the margin. And then you're going to take the pages and put them in order. So page 1, then page 2. And all you're going to do is line it up. Do not glue it over here. Do not glue it inside the margin. So when you line up your page, make sure when you put it in that it's not here. So my second page, make sure when you glue this in, you stay away from the margin on the right. So the first one is on the left and the second one is on the right. So not here and not here. On every page, never glue here. I'm going to say that again. On every page, do not glue on the far left or on the far right. Over the margin on the inside is okay, but not here. All right, so that's page 1 and 2. So again, grab your paper. We're going to pick up the pace a little bit. 4 dots inside the margin, first line, 1, 2. All right, inside the margin, third line, 1, 2. Same thing here inside the margin, 1, 2. Third line, 1, 2. Okay, so 4 small dots. Take your pages. They have page numbers in order. Put them in. You already know they're on the right spot. Do not glue past here. Do not glue in here. Okay, so be careful. And then on this side, when you put you just put in your paper down. You don't even have to do much to it. Do not glue it over here. So again, keep these clear on every page. If you have some glue kind of seep over, just wipe it, because if you don't, it's going to stick your pages together. All right, next page. Don't worry, because once you close this, by the time you finish this notebook, all of this will be solidified. Take your 2 papers out. All right, we're going to pick up the pace. All right, glue, 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 glue. Inside the margin, inside the margin, inside the margin, inside the margin, inside the margin. Okay, so 4 small dots. Put your pages in order. Pages in order. Once again, do not glue here. Do not glue here. All right, you don't even have to fold them down, but just make sure if you do have any glue seeping out, you wipe that off with your finger. All right, and then gently push it over, and then we can actually glue it down there. All right, next page. First line inside the margin. First line inside the margin, third line up, inside, inside. First line, third line, third line. All right, 4 small dots, pages in order. Make sure pages in order. All right, stay away from that one. And then pages in order. And stay away from this one. Again, do not glue it inside the margin on both sides. Okay, gently take your page, turn it over, and then we're gonna kind of make it stick. All right, next one, again, 4 small dots on both sides of the paper. First line, third line, third line, first line, third line, third line. Pages in order. Okay, so make sure you're always looking. Pages in order. All right, gently, actually do glue that one in. Gently lift it over, and then we can solidify it. All right, so once again, we're on the last sheet. First line inside the margin, third line inside the margin. First line inside the margin, third line inside the margin. All right, we're on the last sheet. Put the pages in order. All right, that's not going to be an excuse. In order. All right, again, stay away from the 2 margins on the side. All right, so I am going to gently take this to the other side and solidify. Now I should be solidified all the way, so I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. But before I do, I'm just going to open my book to make sure there was no glue that was sticking in. So there's no glue on the sides. So just checking there's no glue on the sides, no glue on the sides. All the pages are going, this one has a little bit, so wipe it off. Okay, wipe that one off. So again, you're just checking to see if there's any glue on the side. No glue on the side, you're good. You're gonna close your book for a second and just kind of press it down. All right, now, please close my cap. All right, close my cap and bring me back my glue. All right, now we're going to go to the cutting stage. So you're gonna need your ruler for this. We're gonna cut out our tabs. So starting at the cover page, and this will be the same for most of your notebook, your cover page, you're gonna cut from the top on the margin all the way down. So again, I'm gonna show you with a ruler. Yes, you can do it with scissors, but trust me when I say, when we're doing our notebook, today we're taking our time, but we're not gonna be giving a lot of time to this. So ruler is a lot faster. So let's learn it together. You're gonna line up your ruler with the margin, apply pressure. All right, so pressure on my left hand. With my right hand, you're taking the corner. Now this, you're just gonna tear slowly. So again, you're going to take it to your left hand and then you're gonna tear it down, okay? When you do that, your first tab should appear, okay? So once your first tab appears, you're gonna take your cover page, turn it over, all right? Now on your tab, what you're gonna do is horizontally, right here at the bottom, you're gonna cut it to the margin and all the way down. So to cut it, I'm gonna apply pressure on the ruler. Take this hand, pull it towards the ruler ever so softly and gently until it gets to the end. And then line up your ruler with the margin over here. Okay, so pressure again. With your right hand, you're pulling to the margin and down. Just slowly does it. Okay, as soon as you do it, another tab appears. And this is going to be the process all the way down. So horizontally, pressure with your other hand. Lift it slowly, just slowly until it gets to the end. Then line it up with the margin. Pressure on your left hand. With your right hand, you're pulling to the ruler and down, just gently. And we're going to repeat that process all the way down. So horizontally, pressure right there. Gently, gently pull it to the margin. Line it up with the margin. Then pull it to the hand all the way down. All right, we got a couple of tabs left. So every time you do this, a tab should appear. Please make sure you're wiping the glue off if you notice that your pages are starting to stick together. All right, so horizontally again, pull it to the margins gently, and then line it up with the margin. Pressure on your left hand. With your right hand, pull it down gently. Next tab is up here. It looks like I have one more. All right, so again, horizontal at the bottom. Pull it to the margin so softly. And then line it up with the bottom and then pull it all the way down. Okay, I actually need to make that tab bigger. So when you finish, if you've done this correctly, you should be able to see all of your tabs. This is what your book looks like. Unit 1, linear functions, coordinate plane, introduction to functions, writing and graphing linear, intro to characteristics, arithmetic sequences, EOC review. That means whenever you're looking for something, when you start doing reviews, you're going to look at the table of contents to see, oh, I'm looking for introduction to characteristics on page 7 and 8. Instead of you, so it's in unit 1, so you'd go to unit 1. Instead of you flipping through pages, you would just say, looking at the tabs, I'm looking for intro to characteristics. There it is. And boom, there's intro to characteristics. This is why your notebook is very, very important. All right. Please come see me if you have any questions.